It's travel season. You guys are probably pinching pennies right now. You know, those fuel prices are through the roof. We know that. You know that. I don't have to tell you that. But today's episode is going to tell you how you can help yourself with just a card fix that problem to a large degree. And it can save you literally thousands of dollars. Today, we're joined by Gina Leeper of Open Roads. We're so happy she's here. So welcome, Gina.
Thank you so much for having me.
Beyond the Brand was started to tell the stories of a lot of companies in the industry like yours. But let's go back, because it wasn't always an RV company. Where did Open Roads begin? Let's take us back to the beginning.
So we were a small trucking company out of Texarkana, Texas, and been in business for about 30 years. And through the years had negotiated pricing for our fleet. And so we were doing budgets, and we're like, you know what? We could give some discounts to our brokers, the broker side of our company. So it's not our trucks, it's our broker side. And that's how it started. We're like, you know, we'll share our discount with them. And my accounting group were seasoned, a little bit older group, had been there for a while. I couldn't do without any of them, but they also had a lot of extra time. And I was like, you know what? We can do this on the side and take care of these brokers and also have some fun within our accounting group. I was a controller at that time for that group and offered it to the brokerage. A few signed on, and then we had one call a couple weeks in and said, can I put it in my RV? I'm like, well, the nozzle fits, I guess. No problem with me. And so that's how it started.
That's crazy.
And so from that, the word of mouth. And so that was probably the 1st of March, had 500 people the first month. And by the end of May, had 5,000 customers on.
That is fantastic.
We had a couple, it was amazing. We had a couple groups get a hold of it and decided they wanted to be a part. And they promoted it at a couple rallies, and it blew up. We come in one Monday morning. We were using a fax machine and an application you downloaded from our website, and we had 3,000 applications in our floor, and it was still printing out. I mean, we were like, "What are we going to do now?" And we've had the best time with it.
So, what year did that start for you? Because I've seen you at Tampa for a couple years now.
Yes, that was 2019.
Okay, so
it was right in the start of COVID. COVID was just right around the corner, and so people were starting to travel through COVID, and the discount really helped people that were trying to travel and you know, isolate from everyone. That travel was huge during that time of our season of all of our lives, and so that's kind of where we were birthed from, is from that season.
And would you say that people were skeptical at first? Like, is this too good to be true?
You know, it was crazy because at that point in the process, we were asking for your social security number, all your banking information, and we were a little trucking company out of Texarkana, Texas. So for them to give us all that information, they would call and they're like, well, you know, why do you need all this? And I'd explain to them. And I'm like, again, it's a little trucking company out of Texarkana. I mean, you know, we would love to share a discount with you if it's a good fit for you. And people are like, okay, here we go. We started a Facebook pretty fast after we realized that first summer. We started a Facebook page and then the communication of that group. I was not aware of the community of the RVers. And that's what I have enjoyed so much in this walk, is learning the community. I mean, this group takes care of you and you take care of them, they take care of you. And I love it. I mean, on our social, I always say, someone will say something kind of negative or ask a question kind of negative, and I don't have to say a word because I've got like 20 people on there going, you know, just jumping in. And it's been a fun experience for all of us, and nothing we had planned. It's just how it evolved, and we've enjoyed it.
I love that so much. That's what I love about Conversations and Beyond the Brand. I think it's that story that drives everything home, and kind of, you know, where you came from is so much a part of where you're going now. But every gallon of fuel purchased, you guys have a special program about clean water. Do you want to speak a little bit about that? Because I think it's real important that the listeners know that.
Yes. So we partnered with Charity Water. I'm thinking it's 2022. The end of 22 is our first well we put in. I think we're up to 16 wells, 4 continents at this point that we've touched with wells. And so for every 4 gallons, there's a gallon of clean water produced. So we have on your app, we've actually built that into the app now to where you can actually see when you fuel what well you're participating in and what well you are helping, and the story of that behind that well. And so we've enjoyed that part. It's been a great experience to do that. And then, you know, what's really been fun to me also is across this industry, everyone, I mean, again, this RV community is amazing, and I'm sure you can vouch. I mean, they're amazing, and everyone is involved with someone they're helping, you know. And so in so many of the different rallies and the different different partners that we have, all we do is help each other's charities. And it's so much fun in this community to be a part of that as well.
And I love that. Giving back in this community is so important. We actually just recently dropped an episode on the care program over at Escapees because people just don't know what they don't know, right? And so I think
Right.
that's true of open roads too. They don't know how to save money on fuel or that they can save so much money on fuel. And so, that was kind of why I invited you to be a part of this one today. So let's talk about how the free program works because there's a free program. And so,
Yes.
you can get your foot in the door today for, a whopping $0 if you wait for it.
So going back to kind of our story of how we started, what I would say to them is if, you pay me not a penny until I save you money. And that's how we started. So it was free to get a card because a card didn't cost us anything either. And so you get your card for free. And then at the point, we're very transparent with our fees. We were from the beginning. And so, you fuel, here's your discount. And we take 10% of that discount. We save you money. We keep 10% of it. But there's no fees to sign up. The only fees that are associated if you are on the road and you need overnight, like I need it in 24 hours, then I do have to pass that FedEx charge on to the end user. But if you're going to let us mail it to you, there's no charge for anything on the fuel card.
That's awesome. And if you're at a rally, can you pick up a fuel card? How does that work?
So the rallies that we're present at, like if we are present at Tampa or it's present at Hershey, we can do that. There's a process now that we go through because we went away from that Social Security number. We not require that anymore for the application. But there is a process through Plaid we go through now to be able to verify that it's really you. That's what we do now. So it's a little bit more, takes a few more minutes to go through that process of applying. Just, maybe another minute is all it takes. But yeah. I do need that to process through before I can give a card out.
Well, and I love that you're actually taking that security so important. Like, I think that, a lot of companies don't do that. And so, people are trusting you, but you're saying, hey, this is why you need to trust me over another brand. Are you guys diesel only or gas too?
The majority of our discounts are diesel. We just launched the gasoline piece with Love's. We're partnered with Love's for 13 cents a gallon off of Love's gasoline. We will have other gasoline discounts coming on in the next few months. We're just trying to get all those nailed down. We hope to have some faster for the travel season, but right now only Love's is live.
Okay. Well, still, that's a step in the right direction.
It is.
So we have the Open Roads card and we will use the app and, navigate that way. But how big is your map?
Yeah, so we have over 48 partners across the nation. And we're approaching 4,000 different locations across the nation. So 36 different merchants, for example, Love's, TA, Casey's, Maverick. And then we have over right at 4,000 different discounts across the nation.
That's fantastic. And we're going to get into that program too. But before we do, I just want to say, it's so easy. We drive a fifth wheel. Well, no, we don't drive the fifth wheel. We drive a truck that pulls the fifth wheel. But, pulling up to those truck lanes is so much simpler with our card. Frank used to have to go in every time, go pay for the fuel, and then come back out. And I was one of those skeptics. So just truth be told, I work in the RV industry. Things look too good to be true. Sometimes they are. And so I'm definitely one of those skeptics. But we're true believers in Open Roads now because the first time at the pump, he saved it was a lot of money. It was substantial. It was $40 or $45. And so filling a big dually truck on a motorhome, I can only imagine it's that much more if you have a diesel pusher. I can't say enough great things about it. And so, that's part of it. But we're going to talk next about the VIP program. And that's actually how you and I met and how that was kind of the final push to have us get the card, believe it or not. So, we own RV Roofing Solutions and we had talked at Tampa about becoming VIP partners. And I didn't even realize there was a VIP program. And I think so many listeners out there don't know that it even exists. So what is the VIP program?
We launched the VIP, soft launched it last year, a year ago in Tampa. So very soft launch, just to let different partners hear about it. And so then throughout last year, we built partners onto that program. And this year's been our first big push to actually get people to sign up. So what we have a VIP program. It's built into your app. So when you go into your app, I mean, back actually a little bit on that. So the diesel card,
it's basically an upgrade though, right? I mean, it's not a separate card.
Yeah, it's not a separate card. Inside of your app, after you become a VIP, it's $99 a year for the VIP program. And we have a multitude of discounts built into that VIP. And that is all visible when you become a member on your app. On our website, you can go there, you can see all the different discounts for all the different partners and link into those partners and see more about that partner that we are partnering with. But it's a multitude of different things. It's things for your RV. It's things, stops across the nation. It is, for the new RVer, it's very key. I mean, it's got lots of things for your first-time RVer, first-time things that you have to have. It's got discounts built along for that. And then as you grow into traveling more, then you have all the things for upkeep to your RV. You have things for the locations across the nation to camp. We have Love's overnight stay. We have KOA discounts. We have Harvest Host discounts. We have a multitude of just small, unique, different campgrounds across the nation that gave us discounts.
Right.
All the Margaritaville's are on our VIP.
I didn't realize
so
that. That's awesome.
We just keep continuing to grow that program. And we've also grown it to where we have, like, it's not a, you always had it to where it's like, I'm going here to here. It's by no means turn by turn at all. It's just, I'm going here to here, and you see all the Love's locations or Casey's or your fuel discounts along that route. You'll now have all those campgrounds across the nation on
That's
that route
cool.
inside of VIP. So it's turned out to be great. So we have it at a $99 a year. I think we have our discounts now. If you utilize everything that was just on there, about $5,000 of discounts
Oh,
that we have
absolutely.
built in there now.
Just with RV roofing solutions alone, but with Open Roads alone, they save $5 a foot off a roof. And so that usually pays for the membership for the year by itself. So just the membership alone is worth it for the discount. But if you're a Family RV Association member, I have a special deal with FRVA that they can stack that discount together.
Wow.
So it's
Yes.
$10 off a foot if they're FRVA members. So $5 for Open Roads, $5 for FRVA. And then wait, there's more. FRVA in their contract has it so that veterans, first responders, and teachers also get an additional $100 off. So it stacks. That's the only time it stacks is when they're in the app. That's true of Open Roads too. So if they're not FRVA, they would get, Open Roads at $5 off a foot, and then veterans, first responders, and teachers would each get an extra $100. So if you say to me, yeah, I served in the Marine Corps for 4 years, and then I became a teacher, and my wife's in law enforcement, guess what? That's an extra $300 off. And so we're the only RV roofing company in the industry that's doing something like that with partners that we do it with, because we value those partnerships in ways that we know that we wouldn't be in front of a lot of those people any other way. So if there's businesses out there that are looking for those partnerships, but you're picky. I mean, let's be honest, you want businesses that are going to stand behind what they believe in. As a small trucking company, you have to worry about all that. And so we appreciate just being one of the selected companies. So just so you know that.
Yeah, well, we are very thankful to have you on, for sure.
Adventure Genie. So that's built in, correct?
It is.
That's just kind of AI-powered planning, right? That's how I understand Adventure Genie. There's a bigger picture in that of what you're building and how that works. So as the navigator in my vehicle, a lot of times we don't plan every rest stop like some people do. And so it's my job in between those stops, as Frank's looking for fuel, to find those things. But that also means that I'm looking for those off the beaten track stuff too. But we'll put our route in Adventure Genie now, find those fuel stops right along the way. And so that makes it so much easier and faster for both of us. And it takes the stress out of the cab.
Yes, I agree.
Is there a category that you think you haven't cracked yet in this side of things?
So one thing that we've got a lot of interest in, we have RV washes in there. Love's RV washes has discounts built in. Got a roadside assistance that we just launched a few months ago that will be built into VIP in the future. One good thing about joining now to VIP, we decided at the very beginning, the first 5,000 people that come on, we're going to give them that at $99 and lock it going forward.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that no matter how much growth we have, and that first 5,000, because they're really, they're taking a chance on us, right? I mean, at this point, we have it to where you more than get your money back, but they're taking a chance on us. So the first 5,000, we are almost there, just about there. And so we encourage, if you do want this or something that you think you might want, like tires. We have Goodyear tires, Michelin tires. I mean, we have discounts on tires alone. You can save a couple $100 right there.
Absolutely.
That paid for the $99 for the next 3 years. And so we encourage you to go ahead and try to get on board. If you look at it and think it's a good fit for you and we could save you money, because the $99 is grandfathered in and locked for going forward.
Well, and something I always say is, the things you do preventatively humble you if when they don't work out like later down the road. And so that preventative maintenance is, an ounce of like everything. And so programs like VIP and, the discounts make it more affordable to stay stay on top of those issues and potential problems that you have. Let's talk about that roadside assistance, because, roadside assistance is so important on the road. I tell people all the time, you got to run with TPMS on both your rig and your tow vehicle, whatever that is, whether it's a towed behind a motorhome or, a fifth wheel, you should have it on the truck and the trailer. And it's saved us more than once. But having the roadside assistance right there embedded into it. So you're saying potentially it's going to go into the VIP program in future,
Right
but it's
now,
not there right
that is
now.
a standalone.
Yeah.
The
So
roadside
let's
assistance
talk
is.
about that standalone, because I still think that that's worth it. Like for any RVer that's out there traveling 20 miles, it's worth it. Having something
Yeah.
break on the way to a campground, finding somebody to haul you in the middle of nowhere, having that safety net. I mean, that's all it is,
Yes. And so the partner we partner with is called Safe Travels that we're working with. And so they reached out to us and wanted to partner. One of the reasons I chose them is I had an experience where I broke down the side of the road. And I had another product, but I ended up sitting on the side of the road for 3 hours. It was not a good experience. They guarantee 45 minutes at the most, 30 to 45 minutes. They'll have you back on the road or have you picked up and towed to the next location. That was my selling point for this group. We've had really good experiences with it. Everyone that's used it had a very good experience.
That's fantastic, though. I suppose if you're in the middle of Death Valley, California, you're not going to even expect to see them in 45 minutes. So I think you'll be fine. Just the fact that you can call someone, though, that's one of the things that I love about even your office staff is when you call your department for open roads, you're talking to somebody in real life. And I can't tell you how many times one of your team members on there answering a question on Facebook that I know personally. And so I know that it's not, you guys are the real deal if in that way. So large towing capacities, you've got all that within that towing platform. So you could tow just about anything. All right. So I also know that you just recently partnered with insurance partners. Let's talk about what that partnerships look like for open roads.
So with open roads, we partnered with a group called Roamly. Roamly reached out to us and said, we can partner with you. So they're a broker service that they take up to a certain value, and then they broker it out for you with these different RV deals based on relationships. I had 2 people as a Hershey last year. They came up to me and said they just went through our link, it requoted, took about 10 minutes. And they got the quote back. They got the exact same service, exact same company, and saved $1,200 a year.
That's not a little bit of money. That's substantial.
Yes, they were so excited. When they were telling the story, they had 3 other people do the exact same thing. These are the stories that I know that came back. And so we've had a lot of growth with that and very, very good, satisfied growth. And I always tell everybody, insurance is a picky thing. Some people have had their insurance person for 20 years and they don't want to change, and really the money didn't really matter. I understand that. I completely get it. But if you're shopping for, at least give it a chance to see if it'll work. See if we can save you money with open roads insurance. I always want to add too, the gateway into the insurance is the RV. That's your gateway in. But after you get in behind that wall of having an RV, then it's opened up for anything. Then you can add your vehicles, you can add your toys, you can add your house, whatever at that point after you're in the gate. But the first gateway in is the RV. And so another story we had was that they had gotten in, they were just going to change their RV over. That was their intentions. They were not full-time. They had a home. And so they ended up getting in and ended up bringing everything under the umbrella because they ended up saving money all the way across the board.
That's amazing.
So the whole experience for her, I asked from start to finish and this whole thing, it took me about 25, 30 minutes to get everything. I got, talked them through and added everything in. And so it was not that long of an experience to get that, to save that money. And hers was up in the thousands of dollars with everything she brought under the umbrella. Again, it's not a fit for everyone, Jennifer, but if you want to take 10 minutes and just see if it saves you money, that's what I encourage everyone to do. Just see if it's a good fit.
Absolutely. And people don't know so much about insurance. I know for years, Frank handled all of our insurance stuff, and I just trusted that the deductibles were where they should be. We've actually had several conversations in the last couple weeks because the last 2 weeks on Tuesdays and through the month of May, we have a 4-part series dropping every Tuesday on the blog about insurance coverage. And people don't know about gap insurance. They don't know about, full-timers insurance. So we're making sure all of those get covered. So it'd be great on week 4 if we could integrate your link to Roamly in there and just put a pitch for VIP members so that they know that that's an option for them too. Options are there. And I think that shopping around is something in 2026 that we all do. And so, unless you have that one agent that ends up being like your cousin's sister or something like that.
Yes, exactly.
And so you just want to stay with them because of that. The next question I have is kind of a big one. You've got some big stuff happening behind the scenes. And one of those items happens this fall in Tennessee. You're breaking into rallies. Talk to me about that a little bit.
Yeah. So again, this is very new to us, and we are just tapping our toe into that. But we have had the best response and already actually have booked our 2027 rally. We haven't revealed where it's at yet, but we have that already on the books for the summer of 2027. We loved going, it kind of all come from this, but we loved going to the rallies. We loved going to Hershey. We loved going to Tampa. Now, I did not know this, Jennifer, when I began. I did not know the community. I did not realize how much it's not about when you go to the rallies or when you do a Tampa show or a Hershey show. It's not really about signing people up. It's about talking to people that are already your customer. Just having that communication. And I mean, a lot of people just walk by and scream, "Hey, I got Open Roads card." I mean, we left there so energized from that. I can't take everybody I have to Tampa, all my whole staff. I wish I could, because you leave there tired. Obviously, you're tired, but energized that people really see the difference that you can make in what through the card, through the product. So we have grown relationships through these different rallies through the years. And so we thought this year, everybody's like, you need to have an open roads rally. We'd love to get all other open roadies together. And our community on our social media has grown so much through the last few years of just that community of talking to each other. And so we thought, let's try it. And who doesn't like a good leaf tour? Going up to Pigeon Forge in the fall when it's so pretty and beautiful weather and cool. We thought we'd start that this year. And so we are extremely excited. We'll have all the key staff there, customer service. We've got some of our partners going to be a part of that as well. And so we're so excited about that. Again, we're learning. Well, I want to be sure we put that out there. We're learning as we go, but we think it's going to be a great experience. We're looking so forward to it.
So the real question is it sold out yet?
Not sold out yet.
Okay. So learn2rv.com actually has a rally calendar. We'll have to make sure it gets there so that you get some extra traction there. So who knows, by the time this airs, they could be sold out. So make sure you go sign up right now. I'm just saying, don't wait till tomorrow. If you're listening to this episode right now, it is going to be the place to be this fall. There's leaf peeping. You've got 3 days up there fully scheduled, and there's so much stuff that, I won't tell you about. Gina can tell you all about it. Make sure you go visit their website, which will be in the show notes. We've been traveling for 13 years. Maybe you don't know that. I've been to every rally under the sun, from brand rallies to whatever. We're hoping to be at that rally. Frank is actually on a run right now, and so getting him to nail down and answer that is a real question for me. But we'd love to cover it just for Learn to RV, because I think that it would be a great way to, integrate that community in that way. You're also doing something this summer too that's real fun in the Facebook group, right?
Yes. Let me add one more thing to the rally piece, Jennifer. If any of the viewers that are your viewers on this and they decide they do want to go, reach out to Tara. Everybody knows Tara.
Everybody knows Tara.
That has Open Roads card. Reach out to Tara and let her know that you heard about it through this podcast, and let's see if we can do something special for you. So let Tara know, and I'm sure she'll hook you up with something special for that.
Okay,
also.
That's awesome. All right, so let's twist a little bit, because I know so maybe you don't know, and this will be fun, because last summer we did our very first Learn to RV summer scavenger hunt. It's all online, it's free to play, and every week the points reset and we do it again. And so we do that all through July. And so as I was reading through your website a couple days ago, I was like, they're doing one too. It's kind of not even close to the same thing, but similar. So let's talk about your summer, because you guys are doing something really special this summer to just grow and grow and grow.
So we started this a couple years ago, and we do a summer tour. And what we do is we were trying to give the end user the ability to talk about, I love this fuel stop, this is why, and kind of give them that platform. So we have t-shirts made, and of course the 250-year celebration, it was kind of our theme of our tour this year. And so we have t-shirts made. When you go to and you use your fuel card or use your VIP, you just do a little social post, a little recording. I'm at Love's in middle of Texas, or wherever you're at. And they talk about that. And so then we put on social that every week we do drawings. We have special gifts if you participate. And then at the end of the year, we do a $1,000 drawing for the most fuel savings. So you chart that all throughout the summer. The person that saves the most fuel from Memorial Day to Labor Day is putting in a drawing for $1,000. That's the winner for $1,000. But also, whoever participates through that summer, every time you participate, you get your name in the drawing for an additional $1,000. And so it can add up pretty good. And that goes as fuel credits on your account. We're pretty excited about that. We've had very good participation in the last couple years, and people have had a lot of fun with it. I think the prizes get better and better every year as our merchants watch the social media posts. And so they've really got on board this year as well.
Ours is a lot different. And so each week we drop that in the social media stuff. It's going to be lots of fun. And so it's going to be a fun summer, fun July for sure. Thankfully, we're only doing one rally in July. So the first week I'll be nuts, but the rest of the month I'll be getting more gray hairs.
How much fun is that, Gina? That'll be a lot of fun.
But it'll be a lot of fun. All right, so we've gone from fuel card to VIP perks and then assistance on the road to a full rally feature within Open Roads. I mean, you guys are doing it all. But what's coming next? Is there anything else left to make next?
We want to get discounts for the gasoline piece. So that's our biggest push for this year, is to try to grow that. The rallies is something that we're still looking at. This year was the one in Pigeon Forge. Is it more feasible to have a couple smaller ones across the nation? I don't want to take away from their vacation time, right? I'd like to be more in their neck of the woods, be more convenient to them. And so that's a goal we have for the next 2 years, to try to see how that can grow out to be convenient to all of our customers.
For someone that's never heard of Open Roads before, what would you tell them?
If you've not heard about Open Roads, we'd love for you to go to our website, myopenroads.com. Read about us. I really feel like our customer service, they're amazing. They really are. And they all are ready to answer any questions. They might not have all the answers, but they're ready to help you if they can. If they can't, they'll get you the answer. And so I encourage you to go look at it. If you have any hesitations or any questions, please call in. I've got a team of 11 partners there that are answering the phone all day long, all night long. And I encourage you to call and just talk to them and ask your questions. And if you don't feel comfortable, again, my social media, Open Roads social, we have a private group and a business page, and we encourage you to go there and just put it out there. I want you to have that card or that VIP or come to the rallies feeling good about it. Like, it's your money, and we want to save you money, but we want you to feel good about it and be confident in it. So please ask the questions, do your research on us. It's out there, and call in, because there's always someone there to talk to you.
Thank you. I so appreciate all that you do for this community. Friends out there, I want you to walk away knowing more about Open Roads, knowing more about each section of it. Get an Open Roads fuel card. It's free. And if you have time to wait for it, it literally costs you absolutely nothing. It's safe. It's secure. It's so easy. You just go to myopenroads.com right now and you go get it. It's really that simple. If you have questions about it, call that team. If you want more, the VIP program is amazing. And first time you use it, it's probably going to pay for itself. The first 5,000, get it for $99. Who knows what it turns into after that? And nobody promises a grandfathered rate. So those first 5,000 people are just smart shoppers. The rally in Tennessee, geez, that's just a no-brainer. Go find out. It's so fun. And a rally is just an experience you'll never regret because of the friendships and the community that you make. And it's so different at a rally than it is at a show. It's great to be at Tampa. It's great to be in Hershey. And I'm sure that Gina will be out in Hershey this fall with us. Are you in the Giant Center again this year?
I am.
Are you upstairs still?
I'm upstairs still.
Okay, we're just outside the door this year. But go do the tour, do the game, do the scav, do all the things, because that's what this community is for. And it's such a beautiful way to get connected and just be a part of the journey. And we hope you'll do that. Thanks for listening today at Learn to RV Beyond the Brand. Thanks, Gina, for joining us at this event.
Thank you.
We're so happy to be a part of Open Roads and what you guys are building.
Thank you so much.